Hello and welcome to another CF PowerScripts tutorial with me, Christian Rauchenwald. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use our CF Rebounce PowerScript to add Google's ReCAPTCHA and Never Bounce real-time email validation at the same time to your opt-in pages within your ClickFunnels account. As always, in order to get started, you will need to log into your CF PowerScripts account, and once you're there, navigate to the PowerScripts section. Select the funnel where you want to add that PowerScript to. In my case, I'm as usual going to select our development funnel and select the opt-in page where you want to add CF Rebounce to. Now, once you're there, simply click on Add New and look for the CF Rebounce PowerScript and click on it to open its settings. Now, as you can see, we need multiple things here. First of all, we need our Never Bounce API key. If you don't have a Never Bounce account yet, you can simply click on the button below to open the Never Bounce sign up page, where you will also receive 1,000 free credits, so 1,000 free email validations once you sign up. Now, Never Bounce does not only offer real-time email validation, but they also allow you to connect the most popular autoresponders, and you can then either manually or automatically on recurring basis have your emails cleaned by Never Bounce. And in my opinion, it's something every serious email marketer is supposed to do to make sure his bounce rate is as low as possible and his sender's reputation doesn't suffer. Now, once you signed up for an account or you're logged into your existing account, all you have to do is go to the Apps section and there either use one of your existing JavaScript widget apps or create a new app. Simply give the app a name, select JavaScript widget, and add your funnels domains, starting with app.clickfunnels.com, so the PowerScript also works on your funnels preview pages, and your actual domains without any special characters or HTTP and HTTPS. So for example, demo.cfpowerscripts.com. Now, once you've done that, the next thing is actually to throttle the usage so nobody is able to actually submit the same form with a fake email 100,000 times and spend all your credits. So you want to set up a value here like 10 verifications per minute per IP, although this varies depending on your target audience. If the majority of your customers, for example, are students that access your funnels from within the same university network, then they will have the same IP address, so you will need a higher verification limit. Otherwise, when 5, 6, 7 students look at your funnel at the same time from the same university network, suddenly the limit would trigger and 1 or 2 or more of them would not be able to actually submit your funnel because it would hit the throttlage limit and they would have to wait for a minute. And as we all know, users don't have patience, so you would lose those users. So considering if you expect a lot of traffic from the same network, same university, same company network and so on, you may configure it with a little higher value, or you may go with the default value of 10 verifications per minute per IP address. Now, last but not least, I recommend that you set up the low balance alert so you get a notification before you're about to run out of credits so you can recharge your account in time. Once all of that is done, simply click on Create App, which I'm not going to do here because I already have an application in place. And the next thing you will see will be your application settings, similar to this, where you will need to expand the Your Widget Snippet section by clicking on it. And from the code that you see on the right, we only need the API key without the apostrophes at the beginning and the end. So only copy that API key, head back to CF PowerScripts and enter it in the Never Bounce API key field. Once the PowerScript is active within your funnel and people actually submit their emails, you can see the actual results of the email validation down below, and you will be able to see from which IP addresses, which browsers, which operating systems users are submitting your forms or trying to submit them, and what kind of fake email addresses they are trying to submit with. Now, the next thing we need to set up is the actual reCAPTCHA part of the Rebounce script, and it starts with selecting which version of Google ReCAPTCHA you want to integrate with. In this demo, we are going to select the version 2, which is the I'm not a robot checkbox, because it's the only one where you clearly visible see what's happening on your funnel. The version 2 invisible and version 3 integration are actually almost invisible on your funnel. The setup for all three is pretty much the same, with the only exception being the minimum score, which I will explain anyways for ReCAPTCHA version 3. Now, to get our Google ReCAPTCHA site and secret key, you can simply click on the link here and either sign up or log in to the ReCAPTCHA admin console, and either pick an existing site from the drop down here that has the desired ReCAPTCHA configured, or click on the plus icon to create a new site. Now, just like with NeverBounce, we are going to give the ReCAPTCHA site a name. We are going to select ReCAPTCHA version 2, I'm not a robot here. Although if you are planning to use it with the invisible ReCAPTCHA or ReCAPTCHA version 3, you obviously have to select that. In the next step, we are going to enter our domains again. And again, we'll start with app.clickfunnels.com and our actual funnel domain, demo.cfpowerscripts in my case, .com. And just like at NeverBounce here as well, do not enter https / or stuff like that, but just the domain, nothing else. Now, last but not least, you will need to accept the ReCAPTCHA terms of service and submit that page, and it will show you your site and secret key. Although I already created an application, so I'm not going to do that. I'm simply going to go back and I'm going to select our version 2 checkbox integration from here and go to the settings and expand the ReCAPTCHA keys section. Now click on copy site key, head back to CF PowerScripts, paste the site key, and do the same for your secret key, and you're pretty much done. The last setting is the minimum score, and even if you're using version 2 of Google's ReCAPTCHA, you need to enter a value. In that case, you can simply enter 1, it will be ignored. Now, in case you're using ReCAPTCHA version 3, I'm going to quickly explain to you what that minimum score here means. When we go to ReCAPTCHA version 3, you can see that there is a score distribution created over time that shows you which score Google assigned to certain visitors. It comes down to a core difference between how version 2 and version 3 work. When you're using Google ReCAPTCHA version 2, Google actively decides if it believes a user is human or a bot, and either allows the user to submit the form or it doesn't allow the user to submit the form. Now, Google ReCAPTCHA version 3 works differently. The moment a user visits your page, the user's computer communicates with Google and a unique token is created, which is then forwarded to our systems, and our backend server then communicates with Google to get a unique score for that unique token. So to sum it up, every user that loads your page gets a unique score from Google, and it gets it on the back end of our system, so it cannot be manipulated. Now, depending on the score, you configure the minimum score that the user needs to get in order to be allowed to submit the form. So as you can see in our version 3 demo score distribution, I always receive a score of 0.9. So as long as I configure a minimum score of 0.0 to 0.9, I will always be allowed to submit that form unless Google someday assigns me a lower value, then I would not be permitted to submit the form. So the best practice when you use Google ReCAPTCHA version 3 would be to initially set the minimum score to 0.5, for example, and then after you've had a couple of hundred users go through your funnel, look at the score distribution and also look at your email list to see if you actually have any bot traffic. If you have bot traffic, consider increasing the value from 0.5 slowly to 0.6 and so on till you reach that point where the majority of users has no problem submitting your funnels and you have zero or almost no bot traffic at all. Now, once we've done all of that, we simply click on Add Script and we've added the CF Rebounds Power Script to our funnel. Now I'm going to click on the shortcut icon here and I'm going to open the live funnel step. And once I open the pop-up, we can see the I'm not a robot checkbox. And when I try to opt in, you can see that it highlights the checkbox. So I would actually need to do that first. And only once I check the checkbox, the email validation will actually trigger. So this way, it does not waste your NeverBounce credits. Now I'm going to quickly delete the character from my email address. So my email address is invalid. And I'm going to check the ReCAPTCHA checkbox. Now if I now try to opt in, you can see that it doesn't submit the form, but highlights my email address because it's now invalid. And the moment I fix the email address and opt in again, it simply submits the form and lets me continue. So this is it. That's how you can get the best of both worlds. You can get Google's ReCAPTCHA to prevent bots and automated scripts from even trying to submit your form. And as a second level of protection, you can use the NeverBounce real-time email validation to make sure that those users that pass Google's ReCAPTCHA actually can only continue with a valid email address. And this will not only serve you, by ensuring that you have almost no bounces at all and increasing your sender's reputation, but it also will increase your customer satisfaction because you will not have the situation where a user has a typo in his email and then starts complaining that he didn't receive the free lead magnet or the order confirmation email or something similar. As always, if you have any question whatsoever, don't forget to check our FAQ section. And if you cannot find the answer there, either use our contact form to reach out to us, create a post within our Facebook community, or if you are a member of our VIP plan, simply text us within the live chat of the Slack application that is available to you on all your devices. Thanks for watching, and even more so, thanks for using CF PowerScript. See you in one of our other videos. Till then, bye-bye.